Are you wondering how long it takes to build a lead capture follow-up workflow inside of ActiveCampaign? Not very long. And that's what I'm going to show you. Hi, I'm Stan Shields, the ActiveCampaign Guy. You can learn more about me at theactivecampaignguy.com. Today I'm going to show you how fast and easy it is to create a follow-up workflow inside of ActiveCampaign for your lead capture form. You may not have seen the last video, but there is a link up top that shows you that video where we built a lead capture form. This is the email follow-up system that would go with that lead capture form. So let's jump right into it. We're going to just head right over to ActiveCampaign and we're going to go down to the automations button. On mine, it's the third one down. We're going to click on automations and then we're going to go into the top right corner and we're going to click on automation there, or create an automation. That's going to bring up our automation window. Now, this gives you a lot of options. We're going to use start from scratch, but I just want to show you that ActiveCampaign has built into it a bunch of what they call recipes, meaning that those are automations that have already been built. If you want to search for something specific, you can use the little search box right here at the very top to search for an automation that you might be looking for. We're not going to get into that today because that is its own video all by itself. So let's click on continue. So the next thing it's going to do is it's going to bring up a screen for us to select a trigger. What is it that starts this automation? In this case, we're going to use submit a form to start the automation. So I click on submit a form. Now it comes up, default says any form. I'm going to click it and then I'm going to go down and I'm going to grab the form that says the ActiveCampaignGuy.com, because that's the form that I want to use to trigger this automation. Then we're just going to click add start. Now the very first thing that we're going to do is when somebody fills out the form, I'm going to send them an email. And inside this email is basically going to be a welcome email. So it comes up and it says send an email. You don't have any emails to send, create an email. I created a template for this email series and I'm going to put in here, this is going to be, and this is just for our knowledge right here. This is not something that people who go through our form are going to see. I'm just going to call it email 1, welcome and hello. And I'm going to click create. Now, because we have not created an email, it's actually going to come up and ask me to choose a template or something. So here's the template that I created, and I'm just going to click on use this template. You could choose any of the other templates that are in the system. I'm probably going to come back and change this subject line, but I like to always add the person's first name into my subject line so that it personalizes it. And so I'm going to do first name, I'm going to click save, and then I'm going to close this. And I'm just going to put a comma here. I'm just going to put in first name, looking forward to working with you. And I'm going to click continue. It now brings that template up, that email up, so that I can do any editing or any of that. But we're not going to spend any time editing all of this today. I just want to show you how to set up the workflow. So I'm going to click next. This page is where I can actually edit the email and so forth, but I'm not going to do anything else to it at this moment other than click finish so that we can get to the workflow. Okay, so now we have the first email that's in there. We're just going to click save. All right, so the person filled out the form. The system sent email 1 automatically right away. That goes right as soon as the form is submitted. I'm going to click the plus sign to allow me to do other things. Now I'm going to click on conditions and workflow, and then I'm going to click the wait button, which is that top button. In this case, I'm just going to ask it to wait for a certain period of time. In my case, I'm going to say, let's wait for 2 days. I'm going to click save. So now they submit the form, they get the first email, the system's going to wait for 2 days. And then I'm going to send the next email. So I'm going to come back over here. I'm going to go up to sending options. I'm going to click send an email. And this time I'm only going to use this email one as a placeholder. I'll come back and edit and change those names and actually put the content in later. But this is going to just allow us to just get the workflow built. You could go here, create a new email, and build the emails at the same time that you're building the workflow. But in the interest of time, we're not going to do that today. So we're just going to click save. And by the way, don't forget to give your automation a name. So I am going to call this AC Guy Lead Capture and Follow-Up. ActiveCampaign gives you some suggestions down here for how long you should wait. I'm going to hit this X. I'm going to then go here and I am going to have it wait again. And I'm going to put 2 days. I might rethink this and make it longer. And then I'm going to add the next email to this. And I'm going to go here and just click send an email. I'm just going to use that one again as my placeholder. You decide how long you want to wait for that next message. I am looking for a specific action, and I'm going to talk to you more about that as I get down here towards the bottom. So we're going to click on 7 days. So far we've got 1, 2, 3 emails in here that we have sent out to the person already. You should decide how many emails do you want to send, what that duration is in between those emails, and then maybe even decide if there is a specific action that you want people to take inside of those emails. And I'm going to show you how that comes to play in just a second here with how I can use goals that are inside of ActiveCampaign. So far, if you like what you're seeing, then please do me a favor and hit the like button. Also subscribe to the channel and then ring the bell so that you will get notifications for future videos that we put out. So let's go right back to it. The next thing is going to be the next email. So I'm just going to click send. I'm doing 5 emails in this series. So I'm just going to click on send an email, and I'm going to use that same one as my placeholder. We're just going to save it. And I'm just going to take 7 again because it's sitting right there easy for me. I will come back and edit those to be exactly what I want. And then the last email. So this gives me my placeholder. Now we're going to do something a little bit creative here. We're going to click this and we're going to go to conditions and workflow, but I am going to use a goal. My goal is that I want the person to sign up for my 30-day free trial of my ActiveCampaign support program. This is a live weekly call that I do to go through ActiveCampaign challenges and questions with my particular client base. So I want them to sign up for the 30-day free trial. There's a specific form, a page that will ask the questions that I need to know. When that is submitted, that tells me that they have signed up for that 30-day free trial. So let's go ahead and set this goal up. Signed up for 30-day AC trial. The name of the goal. And then the way that I know that they actually accomplished the goal is that they filled out a form. So I'm going to click on this goal editor. I'm going to go down to actions. I'm going to go down here and find, there we go, submitted form. Then I'm going to come over to the submitted forms. I'm going to go here and I'm going to find the 30-day free trial support form application, which is this one. So this, when they submit this form, that tells me that they have signed up for that program. And then I want to say that this is below, this goal is below the contact's position inside this workflow, and then continue anyway. So even if the person does not meet the goal, we're going to continue anyway. Or we could put here, we're going to wait until the conditions are met. And if we do that, it's just going to wait until they finally take this action. And if they never take the action, they'll be stuck in this wait forever. So I don't want that to happen. I'm going to click continue anyway, which means after they get 5 emails, if they have not signed up, it's just going to end this automation. And I'm going to click save. Last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put end this automation on the end of it. So here's what happens. Let's suppose that somebody goes into my first email. They click the link that will take them over to that form in order to fill it out. If they fill it out right here, the system is going to skip all the rest of those emails and it's going to drop down here to this goal, and then it's going to end this automation. Now, what happens on the 30-day free trial is that when a person signs up for that, it starts its own automation, a welcome series that gives them information that now tells them what the support program is all about, how to access it, how to submit a support ticket, blah, blah, blah. Gives them all of those details, okay? And so it has its own automation. So I don't need to build anything else into this automation. It might be that this person doesn't fill that form out on the first email. Maybe it's on the second email or the third email. It doesn't matter. Wherever they are inside this workflow, if they fill out that form, it's going to hit that goal, and that's going to drop them down to that goal box, and then it's going to just end the automation. So that is a great, easy way to create an automation that can get people to take an action that you want them to take. We'll do a different video altogether on setting goals and how we use goals through the whole process of our workflows, because that's a really cool tool that can make your workflows so much simpler. Now, basically, this is the most productive, least expensive employee ever, because you see, this employee is happily willing to work 24/7 for years. Never complains about hours, pay, breaks, anything. Never need to take a break, is never tired. Willingly and happily does every single task that I ask it to do. And it does those tasks on time, every time. See, this employee is extremely fast and efficient. I mean, milliseconds fast. Where else are you going to find an employee as cheap as you can get with this? ActiveCampaign can be as cheap as $9 a month, depending on what your needs are. Now, that's the topic of my next video. So be sure to tune in, hit the like button down below, subscribe, and ring the bell so that you get notified of the next videos as well. See you next time.